Hello, YouTube. All right. I don't know how many people actually followed the other video where I was heading out to on a business meeting here in Orlando with Solar Wholesale, with Tony, the owner of Solar Wholesale. And thanks to Javon, who saw opportunities for himself, you know, the company, for the Solar Wholesale limited liability company. And for me, you know, with living in a van, we're kind of teaming up. So I don't know, this is all like very new for both of us, so we're kind of working things out as we figure it out. But essentially, we now have access to a lot of solar stuff. And you know, this just came about kind of accidentally, but it's kind of interesting how life sort of works. You know what, I think I'm gonna take you guys on a little walk, even though it's gonna be late. Oh jeez, there's a car right here in my blind spot. All right, I'm gonna try to see if they'll let me park here. I'm gonna try to move over and park at Lake Eola. I'm in downtown Orlando. If I can squeeze in here and find parking, let me show you what we're looking at here. If I can switch the camera here. This is there's a car right behind me. He won't let me frickin', forget it. I'll let him go. He's not gonna let me back up. You can see this is parallel parking, and there's a car riding my butt.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Washington Street.
Maybe I won't go to Lake Eola. I was going to go out and take you guys on a little walk and talk.
Take the next left onto East Washington Street, then turn left onto North Summerlin Avenue.
What the fuck is wrong? This idiot is all right, he's I can't even see. Screw this. Screw it. I'm not gonna risk a crash. The dude is riding my butt and will not let me parallel park. There's a car behind me. I'm over in you know, this is city, and of course I have limited visibility here. I have very limited visibility. So we're just gonna keep going straight and just drive around here. Hang on a minute. We're in downtown Orlando. I was gonna take you guys to Lake Eola, which is beautiful, and take you on a little walk, but the dude behind me is riding my butt and will not let me park. What a jerk. He can see my turn signal, and he can see the openings, and instead of letting me back in,
Turn left onto East Central Boulevard.
instead of letting me back in and take that parking, he's like tailgating right up my bumper. So at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip downtown. We'll just go ahead and talk, because I gotta head back to the East Coast anyways. But you guys get to see downtown Orlando. Too bad you didn't get to see Lake Eola. I think I did some episodes at Lake Eola before. It's a beautiful little lake with swans and swan boat, all sorts of really cool stuff in there. So there's a car that was like ride my ass. Did you just see what they just did? Cut in front of me and then just turn right turn here. They didn't want to wait for me to wait for the red light, because I got to wait for the red light to go through, and then I got to connect back to Colonial, which is 50. Oops. So that's what we're gonna do, is just head back and skip downtown. It's getting dark anyways. But anyhow, let's get back to the topic here of what's going on. I actually got a major sponsor, at least briefly. We're gonna do a trial run, you know, a trial run of a couple months. And they've decided to hire me on as a brand ambassador. So I'm going to be working with Solar Wholesaler Inc. Gonna fill silver roles. Okay, I'm still staying with the space agency. They actually wanted me to leave. They wanted me to quit my job at the space agency, but I didn't want to quit that because, you know, the space agency job is like not just a job. It's kind of like a dream. You know, never in a million. I mean, actually, in a million years. You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to work with the space program. I wanted to be one of the first Martians. You know, I wanted to be one of the people that got sent to Mars. But I didn't make it because they had predicted that by the year 2000 we would be on Mars. But that was obviously a lie. So I'm a little too old now to be an astronaut. You know, and besides, I gave up when I did have the opportunity to try to get involved with the space shuttle program.
Turn right onto East Robinson Street.
I know some people find it hard to believe, but I was actually considering being that, you know, the teacher in space for the teacher in space program. But anyhow, I didn't get that, and even despite all the craziness, I still ended up in the space industry. So I'm working right now with a space agency, and I like that job. You know, it's a fantastic job. The people there are awesome. And even more interesting is the fact that I'm actually working on real space missions. So for me, it's not just a job, okay? It's not like you're working at Walmart or you're working at even the post office or whatever. This is kind of like a lifetime dream, you know, to be involved with the space program. So I didn't want to quit. They wanted to hire me full-time as regular staff with this new company, and I had to turn them down. But they're willing to work with me part-time, and then not only part-time, they were wanting me to come in to work every day, you know, to be here to work in Orlando. But I don't live here, and also I don't want to leave my job at the space agency. I like that job. I like the people there, and I would give up this job before I gave up that job, even though this job actually has more potential for a larger income, depending on what happens and how I work things out, and whether or not they keep me. That's the key, is whether or not they'll keep me. But for now, we're in agreement that they will put me on probation and have me as for at least 3 months probation, just to see what I can do for the company. So I will be working as a brand ambassador as well as a pseudo temp employee, you know, like a part-time employee, just to help them with stuff like web design and some other stuff that they're needing help with. So I get to bring back some of my old skills. So I'll be helping them update their website and e-commerce as well as other stuff. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, on the brand ambassador side, I think that's the side you guys are actually interested in. That's going to be the YouTube side. And I was looking at affiliate stuff, but we're going to hold off on that for now until I can get all this worked out and see what they've got going for me and whether or not it's going to be worth bringing other, you know, YouTubers into it. Although I'm starting to formulate some of the plans because I need to see how this company kind of works and what they really want. The issue is it's actually fairly new for them also, so they're kind of not sure. You know, like he wants to make me the manager of this thing, but then I had to tell him that, you know, I don't really plan on staying with the company for very long. Some of you are like, what? I know some of you may not be aware. I'm trying to leave, you know, I'm trying to leave. I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to try to go back to Thailand. I'm getting ready to quit all this and kind of retire, you know, to an extent. But I'm kind of going with the flow of whatever happens, you know, like right now with the way...
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto McGuire Boulevard.
With the way things are, I'm just kind of going with the flow of what happens and then just following it to see what happens. Because it's kind of interesting for me, because I'm like, it's like this roller coaster ride that you're not really sure what's going to happen next. But whatever's happening is
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left
proving
onto
to be kind of on the interesting side here. Very interesting, actually. So, anyhow, I will be working there part-time, telecommuting, and then every once in a while driving to the office. So you may see some episodes coming from Solar when I do some episodes from there. Also, maybe some interviews just so you guys can get familiar with the company and Tony and what that's all about. But they're wanting me to work on some projects. So we may actually see some more building projects. And one of the projects we're looking at, I do want to finish up my RV, obviously. So they're going to help with getting some components and things like that, kind of sponsoring a little bit of the RV build as far as trying to get the panels up there mounted and everything working. But once that's done, potentially we could build another van. This time a van that's designed from the ground up. Somebody's posting on it if I'm going to leave my wife and kids. No. Well, actually, my kids I may have to leave behind in America and just visit them. I mean, my daughter's grown up now. My son's almost grown up. But all of it's still in the air. I don't really know what's going to happen next. I just do know that I'm getting older. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of being here. I'm getting tired of all this stuff. But I want to basically travel, and see the world. Not just America. Maybe another great big road trip across America and stuff. But
a mile, turn right onto Florida 50 East, East Colonial Drive.
I would like to see the world. And the only way to see the world is to leave and see the world. So, and some of you might be saying, how are you going to do that, Denoy? You have no money. You have no income. How are you going to do it? Honestly, I'm figuring it out as I go along. I don't really know. I do know that I could end up being on YouTube and doing some travel videos and things like that. Don't know what. I do know that I may be able to tap into my retirement. I still have retirement, believe it or not. That you have to be a certain age, otherwise they penalize you if you retire too early. So I'm kind of holding off as long as possible, but I don't want to hold off to the point where I'm old and dead. Like I could drop dead at any moment. Had a young friend die just recently, and if that's not a wake-up call, the guy was only in his 40s, and makes me so sad. People always assume that they're going to have time to do things that are important to them in their life that they want to do, but life has a way of having its own timeline. You don't really know what's going to happen next. So
right onto Florida 50 East Colonial Drive.
Every day and every moment that you live, you really should be doing what you really want to do. And some of you are like, well, I can't really do what I want to do right now. Well, you better start making a plan and then start heading towards that goal, because if you wait too long, you might never ever get to do that, So anyhow, right now, I am in process of analyzing the company and seeing what I can do with their website, and trying to update the inventory and get everything working. So you may see less YouTube videos from me, as I have to do a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of basically web development, which you don't really want to sit there and watch me do web development. It's pretty boring. It's just me sitting at a computer and keying things in, coding things, trying to get things done. But you will see some new videos. So I'm working with Vaughn right now to try to figure out what I need for the components and stuff to try to get my RV up and running. And once we get all that figured out, company's going to try to pay for that and sponsor it. I don't know if you guys heard me talking about Blue running badly. They may even fix Blue for me. I don't know. Or we may get another van, maybe something like that. See the white van there? A generic van that I can build out, like a full-blown van, and deck it out with solar from the company. So if that happens, you're going to see me actually build a full-blown van with solar power and designed to be like off-grid, with solar, and also make those items available for people who are interested, because you get to see how it's all used, and you get a discount, obviously. So look forward to that. I don't know how fast it's all going to happen, but I suspect it's going to happen pretty fast, because they got me on probation mode, for the next 3 months to see how well this is all going to work out. So I will be working hard on that to make sure that this goes smoothly, and that I actually bring value to their company. In the meantime, I'm still dealing with the space agency stuff. So it's really 2 jobs. I go from not being able to get any job to getting 2 really decent jobs. Solar Wholesale Inc. is actually treating me pretty nicely. Same with the space agency. So I actually have 2 really nice jobs right now. They're almost like dream jobs. So we'll see what happens. It should be very interesting, but it does mean that I will have less free time, to do my own YouTube type stuff, because I will be working on company stuff as well as doing the branding stuff. So don't know how it's all going to work out. The only thing I say is cross your fingers, continue to pray. Those of you who've been rooting for me, I sure appreciate it. This may be the end, I don't know if it's not really going to be the end of living in a van, because I still plan on living in the van. I plan on actually living on a solar van. So if we build out that van, it's going to be really nice. I'm planning on doing some really weird stuff with it. I know some people, you've seen a lot of van builds and stuff. People build their vans and they do live and travel in their vans and stuff. But I'm planning on doing some weird stuff with it. It's going to be a nice van. It's going to have solar power, but it's not going to be like the other vans. I mean, it'll be somewhat like the other vans, but maybe not. My builds tend to be different than everybody else. So when we get our solar van that we're going to try to put together, because it's being, I guess for the most part, it'll have to be sponsored and covered by the company. Depending on their budget, how much they want to set aside for all of this, that will determine the kind of build. But I already have a rough idea. We want to keep it fairly low, because it has to be stuff that I think my viewers, my regular viewers, because those are the people I cater to, can actually conceivably do. You could spend like $100,000 building a really nice van, but very few people could afford a $100,000 van. My budget tends to be on the lower side, and I suspect most of my viewers are likewise, frugal. So whatever build we do will somewhat be frugal and practical, and it may not be the best ever, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be good enough. And anyone who's watched like the RV build and stuff, you can see that we took what was junk, what most people would have said, and they did that initially. A lot of people said it was trash. That RV is really nice now. It's a little house, and once I get the solar panels up, it's totally off-grid capable. I mean, like the systems that I put together for solar panel and the generator, remember the gas generator and the solar panels, that was all under $1,000. I think actually, let me look, that was under $500. And you have a system that can run air conditioning as well as cook food and have a working refrigerator. That's crazy. But that's the budget of this channel, living in a van. I'm not going to leave our loyal viewers, because you guys are what made this channel what it is. So we're always going to be that at the core. We're always going to be budget minded. And the company itself, because they specialize mostly in used solar panels, although they're able to get like brand new panels for those people who insist on new stuff. And of course, we're going to have to use some new components, because not all components like inverters and other things like that are available used. I mean, they might be available if you get them from Craigslist or something, but you're not going to be able to buy them used from a company. There's just no stockpile of hundreds of them. Solar Wholesalers is actually a wholesale company. So, we're already giving you the best price, or they will be giving you the best price and stuff, but I'm still going to try to work in some kind of discount if I can. I'm going to beg them to give viewers here a discount and try to figure something out, because I do want to bring value to my viewers. I do want to bring basically the ability to do stuff frugally. And like I said, if you're like me, not needing something pristine, but you need it practical and you need it actually usable at a reasonable price, that's what we're going to be working towards. So those are the kind of builds we're going to be doing. If you think Little Blue is ugly and useless and stuff, you're not going to like these videos. If you think Little Blue is incredible for what it is, how little money we sunk in and how nice it is, with the ability to do everything that it does, then you're probably going to really enjoy those videos. Same with the good enough build. You know, good enough isn't a brand new RV. It's never going to be a brand new RV, but it's good enough to take the family camping. It's good enough to cook in. It's good enough to sleep in. Hopefully when I get it done, it'll be good enough to shower in. You know, I'll have everything up and running. At least all the stuff that's critical. So if they give me full reins on the van build or another RV build or whatever, it would be very interesting because I'd be designing it from the ground up to take advantage of solar. And that's a game changer. You know, having access to solar just changes everything. You know, so I'm kind of interested in seeing that. And the other thing we're going to be able to do, because on the brand ambassador side, you know, I'm still kind of a freelancer. So it's like, it's kind of interesting, the arrangement that I have with this company, because they're kind of hiring me for managing the social media side that they're going to be setting up or trying to set up, and you know, the web type stuff. But I'm trying to do it in a way that, you know, when I leave, which I had let them know I probably won't be there forever. I'll be there for a while, and I could end up still being a brand ambassador and working with them while I'm overseas if I decide to move back to Thailand or something. I'll still work with them potentially. You know, it just depends on how I feel and whether or not I need the money. Some of you are like, wow, Denoy doesn't seem to care too much about money. You know, money's kind of important, but it isn't everything. And I keep emphasizing that. I know some people have a hard time understanding that. And they have a hard time understanding why people donate to this channel, you know, or even like give up their house and stuff like that, like Walter did and all that. I don't think these people have gotten to that stage where they realize that money isn't everything. Okay, there are some things that are more important than money. Now, money is kind of important for, you know, day-to-day living and stuff, but it shouldn't be the thing that guides you. If you're driven by money, you're going to find your life is sad. Because if you think about money is like a man-made thing. You know, money is something that it's a way of controlling people. You know, they say, do this for me, you get more money. Now, that's why when the company asked me, the solar wholesalers, they're like, well, we would like you to quit your job. I'm like, I'm not quitting that job. I'm not quitting my job with the space agency. But even the space agency knows I will be leaving them. They know that. They've known that since they hired me. And some of you like, maybe that's why he doesn't get hired. It's because I'm honest. You know, I don't tell a company that I'm going to work for them forever or whatever when I plan on leaving. They know that, you know, they asked me, they said, well, how long do you see yourself with us? And I told them truthfully, you know, maybe upwards of 2 years. And same with, I mean, I could stay longer. Plans could change because, you know, nothing is set in stone. You really don't know what's going to happen next. But my initial plan right now, you know, before I fall apart any more than I am already, you know, my teeth is already falling apart. But see, with all these new jobs and all these new things, I may be able to actually afford a dentist to actually try to fix my teeth. You know, they won't be able to fix the teeth, but they can yank it out, maybe put a bridge or something in there so I don't look all messed up. But things are falling into place. And honestly, I haven't forgotten who made it possible. You know, who made it possible are you guys, my viewers. I had a lot of people who believe in me. I had a lot of people who basically kept encouraging me and also let me know that putting all this stuff out there truthfully, you know, despite some of the bad stuff that occurs and stuff, is beneficial to them or helps them. You know, it encourages them. It lets them know that there's hope. So we've shown stuff, even though some of it doesn't look good, some of it actually makes me look bad, but it's the truth, you know, and that's just how I live and that's how I function. I can, but I won't. I won't lie. I won't do stuff like that, you know, and it comes down to you know, what are you? What do you believe in? And if you can't take a stand and make a stand for what you truly believe in, then what are you really? And, you know, all my life, I've always stood for the truth and what I believe in. And even if it makes me look bad, and some people, you know, will punish you worse or do bad things to you because you have a stand. You actually have values. You actually have ethics. You actually have something that you believe in. that you won't give up. And honestly, that to me is probably some of the most important things. It's one of the reasons I stayed behind and tried to do my best to try to help my kids and watch over them, protect them as best as possible. And the system punished me for it, so, but it's what happens. And any man who's gone through this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. If you go through a really nasty divorce in this country, in America, the system can be really bad it can be what you would call unfair or unjust. It's not they call it a justice system, but it's not really just. It's controlled by certain factors. Power, money, greed, but I won't get into that. That's a rant. we can always rant, and typically when I rant, we get more viewers, but you'll see I seldom rant. I seldom do negative videos because there's a lot of negativity in the world already. So this channel, we try to stay positive as best as possible. Although sometimes you'll see me actually rant, when I actually have had enough of something. But for the most part, I try to show positivity in things that happen. But I want to let you guys know there'll be some changes on this channel. Videos could end up not appearing as often. It just depends. And I will be producing a lot of videos as an ambassador for the company because they're basically hiring me. They're paying me to be their ambassador. So, I will be their ambassador. And what it does for me is it stabilizes my situation a little bit more. And also it should help my viewers. And it's my way of returning, I guess, thanks to the viewers. We get to the point where companies are actually noticing. And I don't know if you guys are aware, I actually do get approached quite a bit by different companies to be their brand ambassadors. I've turned down quite a few because I didn't think that they would fit in, with the brand of living in a van and the kind of audience that we have here. But with the solar power being used and affordable, it's like a game changer for van dwellers. It's a big game changer because now having direct access to a company that is a wholesaler and having an in, which would be me here, things change. So those of us who are on a tight budget might actually be able to build something, whether it be in your van or on your tiny home, whatever you're wanting to do. You don't have to do the high end. Most people who have high end stuff, they don't need this stuff. They can get all the brand new stuff and whatnot, and they're happy with it, which is good, which is fine if you can afford it. But a lot of people dream of doing this stuff but never do it because they can never afford it. They say, well, it would cost $10,000 for this. It would cost $20,000 for that. Well, that's if you want all the new, latest, greatest stuff. But if you're willing to assess your own situation and see what you need, if you're able to look at your situation, what you need, then you can build what you actually need, not what you dream. Ultimately, everybody has a dream of what they would want. Like, if I had what I wanted right now, I'd probably be driving a Lamborghini. That's my dream. I can pretend Little Blue is a Lamborghini a Countach. So, that's like my car, my dream car there. So that's what I'd be driving right now. But, that's a dream. Maybe one day, but if I don't get the Countach, Little Blue is good enough. And having a car is better than not having anything at all. And having a car that you can live in, that can support life, can support cooking food, keeps me from getting cold, keeps me from getting wet, allows me to broadcast. See, people don't understand that, right now I'm making money. I'm making money off this broadcast in traffic. And that's the power of what we have in our world nowadays with social media and the internet and YouTube and the ability to do that. Now, they have started to put some obstacles and hurdles and stuff in there, but if you watch this channel and study, you can do it. Can everyone do it? No, everyone can't do it, but if you work hard at it and you study not just this channel, but other channels that are much more successful than me, okay? But I don't aim to be the very best. I just need to be good enough. And sometimes good enough is good enough. You know, if you aim to be the best, you might find that you're constantly aiming. You're constantly trying to move up, and you never really get there because your goal was always to try to be getting there. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas my goal is, I hope to retire soon. And you're like, but you don't have anything. And I say, not yet, but I'm working on it. And I'm working on it very fast. So if my dream comes true, maybe in a few more years, you're going to see me broadcasting from Thailand, maybe even broadcasting while riding an elephant. You know, that for me would be a dream come true, in the sense that when I left Thailand as a kid, I said to myself, one day I would be back, you know, as a grown-up. After I go to America and learn a bunch of stuff, I want to go back to Thailand and teach the children for free. You know, maybe work with them on the internet and all this other stuff. But I didn't realize that the journey would end up making me a lot of friends on the internet and from around the world. I don't know if you know, we have viewers from everywhere. Some of our most loyal viewers are actually from like down under and other places. Some are even from like Germany, some from Thailand. We get viewers from worldwide. So that for me is interesting, that, you know, my little phone here, that's what we're using as our camera. It's not even a GoPro or anything. It's a free camera from Metro PCS, is able to let me connect and broadcast to the world. Think about that just for a moment. I have a free phone, and I'm using it right now to talk to you, regardless of where you are right now, live, while I'm driving. Tell me that's not amazing. Well, that's the world that we live in, and having access now to, gosh, a huge solar wholesale company that seems to be kind enough to take me in, and also, I guess, progressive enough to see possibilities and to see how we could grow their company as well as help people here. This for me is an exciting opportunity. It's just going to allow, you know, that's assuming that Tony, the owner, you know, allows me to work on all these projects and really does believe in me and believe that I can do some really cool stuff and help drive up business, as well as show people or teach people the value of solar, and specifically getting used solar from his company. So, you know, as a brand ambassador, you know, that's going to be my biggest thing, is to try to build up the brand for the company. But, you know, me, I'm not just driven by money. I'm also driven by helping people. And I think having access to a resource like this, and being the founder of the Living in a Van group, I can help quite a lot of people, you know, and being able to be on YouTube. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's kind of falling into place. It's kind of like little puzzle pieces. Sometimes you go through life and you're not really quite sure why what's happening is happening. It's like later that it kind of clicks into place. And that's what I feel like is starting to happen a little bit right now. You know, I didn't understand why I went through what I went through, but I had to go through what I had to go through to be here talking to you right now. Had my life gone all smooth and everything the way I had envisioned it, you know, there would be no Living in a Van channel. There would be no Denoy. There might be, but it would be somebody else. You know, it wouldn't be me. And some of the lessons and stories that I've shared would not exist. Now, you know, I'm debating with myself how much of it I want to remove and what I want to leave. I'm still debating if I want to leave it all up just for archival purposes, so people can see, and people going through the same kind of stuff. And we're not talking just van stuff. We're talking life stuff. Those who have been with me from the beginning, you know, this isn't about van living. It's about just living and dealing with really bad stuff. Things that can happen to you in your life that you never thought could happen, and to try to survive through it and make it out. And, you know, by doing that and vlogging about it and leaving this trail, at least it kind of gives you a little bit of roadmap, even though everyone's personal path will be different. But at least, hopefully, if nothing else, if this channel does nothing else for you, I hope it gives you hope that if you can just survive long enough and keep moving forward, that eventually things will fall back into place. and you can, live the life that you want. And the life that I want is to travel, and to do all these things. So I wanted to thank you all for joining me. Look forward to those new episodes coming up. As I am officially now a brand ambassador for Solar Wholesale LLC, I will be producing content for them. I will also, of course, continue to produce some regular content as well, like, cooking with Denoy and stuff like that. But it could be cooking with solar. So stay tuned. I hope everyone's staying safe. God bless you all. Please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now, everybody. You guys want me to just leave the video up and let you watch me drive? I'm going to scroll real quick. It looks like it's just going to get dark, and I might get distracted with the video. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. But until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. I do think of each and every one of you. As this thing starts to unfold, we may have some meetings on Pay It Forward, because that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams. I'll be doing a lot of live streams on Pay It Forward. So if you haven't already subscribed to Pay It Forward, the sister channel to this one, you're going to want to go on there, because that's where we're going to do our charity work, if you want to call it charity. But it's not really charity, I guess, if the people there make the money. The plan is to have a network for you guys. That's why Pay It Forward exists. I know people don't understand it, and they harp on it and call it a scam and other stuff like that. But the people who have been with me and understand what it's all about do understand what that is. I'm using my leverage, my power as a monetized YouTuber to try to give access to those who aren't monetized, so that you at least have some kind of backup. Because I know what it's like to not have any backup. And I didn't have any backup. You saw this channel. I had nothing. I had $3 in my pocket when we started. And I was very blessed that my viewers served as my backup. And Pay It Forward is my opportunity to return that favor to the viewers. So until next time, everyone, God bless you all. Please stay safe and try to enjoy your day. Bye-bye now, everyone.